Hi boys and girls, it's Mrs. Zetterholm. It is time to do our lesson for area this week. We did area last week, and we know that area is like an array. When we use an array, we are multiplying. So when we are finding the area, we are also multiplying. Now let's talk about what area is. Remember that the area of a shape is the amount of space inside of that shape, okay? The amount of space inside the shape. So you can see me coloring in the area of that shape. We measure area in square units, so it could be square centimeters, square inches, square miles, but if we don't know the unit, like centimeters, inches, or miles, then we just say square units. So how do we find the area of a shape? Well, you'll remember last week we counted the tiles, we counted the squares. We could also use repeated addition, and we could do that because we know repeated addition is just multiplication. And since area is like an array, we're really just multiplying. When we multiply to find an array, or using an array to find the answer to a multiplication problem, we use dots. So I might have 3 rows of 4, and I would draw that array like this, 3 groups of 4. Here's one group of 4, here's another group of 4, here's another group of 4. 1 group, 2 groups, 3 groups. 3 groups of 4. And then I could count them. So here has 4, the next group would make 8, and that would make 12 altogether. I have 12 dots. So I know that 3 groups of 4 equals 12. That's an array. That's what we've learned earlier this year. Last week when we talked about area, we used a grid like the one on the right. Again, you will see that there are 3 groups, 1, 2, 3, right? 1, 2, 3, and there are 4 in each group. 1, 2, 3, 4. If I made these dots instead of squares, it would look just like the array that I just drew. If I want to find the array, or the area, of this shape, all I have to do is count the squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This has 12 square units. That's the area. 12 square units could also be found by multiplying. I could have done 3, because 1, 2, 3, times 4, because my length is 3, my width is 4. Length is a lot like groups, okay? It's basically groups. Width is basically your size. Today we're going to be talking about finding the area of a shape when there's not grid. There's not a grid. And that's not too hard because it will just look like this. If you see this, you know that there are 3 rows really, and there are 4 in each row. So you could either draw them in, or you could have just you could have seen that you had 3 as your length and 4 as your width, and so you know that area equals length times width. So 3 times 4 equals 12. That's what we're doing today. Now let's look at the problem set. You're going to go through this with me, and then your homework will be very similar to your problem set. So don't skip through the problem set. Here's the problem set. It says, use the centimeter side of a ruler to draw in the tiles. Then skip count to find the unknown area. Write a multiplication sentence for each tiled rectangle. So let's look at A, because they've done A for us. They said the area has to be 18 square centimeters. So in this case, they're telling us the area. It's like them telling us the total in a multiplication problem. Now they are also telling us that the length is 3, okay? The length is 3. We see 1, 2, 3, okay? 3 groups. Now this one they've already drawn in the rest of the boxes for us. So we could see that, okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 would be my width. 6 centimeters would be my width. So then they said, all right, to find the area, okay, we know we have to do length, which we said was 3. We have to multiply that by the width, which we determined was 6. And then that will tell us our area. And in this problem, they actually gave us the area to start with, okay? So we knew that going into this. We had to find out the W, the width. So let's look at the next problem. This one has less completed for us, but that's okay. So we know that area is 24 square centimeters. So when we look at our equation, we know length times width equals area. When you do your homework, I suggest writing L times W equals A. They told us the area is 24, so I'm going to write 24 right in that spot. Now the length, they've already given us the length. The length in this problem is 3 still. So on the length line, I will write 3. Remember, length is the same as groups, so the groups are 3. Now we have to draw the rest of these boxes in, but we know that we need to find something that will multiply by 3 to get to 24. So I might skip count. I might go 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. Have I gotten to 24 yet? No. 21, 24. So now I can count how many of those I needed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So my problem should be 3 times 8. That means that I need to draw 3 rows of 8, okay? So I'm going to carry this line over, okay? And now I need to break it into 8. I know that I can split it in half first. Now they've already drawn some here, so I'll go like this. Now I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Now on this side I need to make 4 again. All right. And the next problem. This time, did they give us the area? Nope. So the area, we don't know. The length and the width, we must know those. So the length, they said, was 4. So I'll write 4 in. I know that I have 4 rows of, well, they said the width was 5. 4 rows of 5. So I need to make 5 columns. They've already given us 1. So 2, 3, 4, 5. I should count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to make sure it matches. Good. Now I can solve for the area. 4 times 5 equals what? Well, skip count. 4 groups of 5. 5, 10, 15, 20. 20 is my area. I'll write that in the box or in the line up here as well. 20 square centimeters. Next one, area. They give it to us this time. It's 20 square centimeters. So I will write in my equation length times width equals area. I will fill in the 20. I know that the length is 5. So I will write 5 times something equals 20. So now I can skip count. 5, 10, 15, 20. Well, it's 4. We just knew that, and we could look at this based on the commutative property, right? So that means that I need to extend these lines for my 5 rows, and I need to have 4 centimeters be my width. So far I just have 1. I need to split it into 4 equal parts. Now I have 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 20 squares altogether. That's my area. Next one, area equals 18 square centimeters. So I know area equals length. Oops, I wrote the wrong thing. I know that it's length times width equals area. So if I look at my problem, my length is 6. My width, I don't know yet. And my area is 18. So I need to think 6 times what equals 18? Well, let's skip count. 6, 12, 18. I've made it there. So 1, 2, 3. 6 times 3 equals 18. That means that I'm going to extend all these lines. And now I need to know, or I need to have 3 columns. So far I have 1. Now I'll split this to make 2, 3. I have 18 square centimeters. Letter F, we don't know the area yet. So we need to fill in the blanks. Length times width equals area. My length is 3. My width is 3. So I know to find the area, I will do 3 times 3, which is 9. I'll extend my lines. And then I need to make sure that I have 3 columns as well. So for I have 1, I need to split it 2, 3. Now I have 9 squares. When you look at your answers here, like my answer for this problem was 24, I should be able to count the squares and get that number. If I don't get my number, then something is wrong. Either I didn't draw the right number of squares or my answer is incorrect. For letter B, if I don't get 20 squares, I know something's wrong. If I do get 20 squares, which is my answer, then I know it's correct because area is the amount of space inside the rectangle. So your assignment today is going to look very similar to this. It's going to look like this. And you can see that there are 4 questions only, and you are going to do the same thing that I just did. You are going to first write in length times width equals area for all of them. Length times width equals area. Length times width equals area. And you're going to have to plug things in. So like A gives you the area, so you'd plug that in. They also give you the length. Now you'll need to skip count to find out what the width would be. Okay, this one's easy because they give you the grid marks. For letter B, though, you're going to have to fill in what you know. So you know the area, you know the length, and you're going to have to skip count this time by 6s. 6, 12, all the way up to 24. Then you'll extend the lines and draw the right number of columns based on what you have in the width. You'll do the same thing for letter C and for letter D. When you're all done, you will submit this to Schoology as an assignment.